Hey guys and gals, welcome back to the second installment of the Fantastical Tree House by LEGO DREAMZzz. This is set number 71461. It contains roughly 1,257 bricks, retails for $109.99, and this set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. And remember, in the first installment, this is what we did here. This covers bags 1 through 5. So I'm thinking in this installment we're going to do 6 through 9. And in the third installment, probably 7 or 10 through 13. So I'm going to just do 4 bags each. So, and yeah, so far this set's, it's pretty good. It's keeping my interest. I kind of wanted to work on this today. And I have a bunch of other stuff that I got to get going. But I'm going to take a breather and do this. So, let me set everything up here. Let's begin with bag 6. And I'm just trying to plug away at these here and getting them done. And pretty much that's what it is. And I remember yesterday I had a comfortable method of doing this. I think I just had the manual sitting in my lap. And that's the stickers we got to work on. So, let me get going here. And so, remember we had a bit of an issue here the last time we did this with these 2 sticks here. We finally got that trouble situated. So now we got to work on these middle things. And I'm always trying out different methods here of building things. So we need to make 2 of these. One and skip a hole and then have 2 holes at the bottom. And yeah, I really want to get into my own stuff. I actually have the parts now to finish up one mock that I wanted to build. I don't have the time to build it anymore, but I have the parts to do so. Just by parting out all these sets, I managed to have the parts and then some. But now it's just a thing of time, and I'm going to have to start declining offers for a bit. And you know, the 4th of July kind of creeped on me pretty quickly this year. And in terms of I was going to get a haircut and text my guy, and he's like, "Oh man, you caught me at a bad time." Because we have been swamped. He's been booked out for almost 2 weeks solid. And he's like, "I can probably squeeze you in. There's an opening this afternoon, but I know you're out of town, and it's like over an hour away." And he said, "Can you be here in 20 minutes? I said, "Obviously no." He goes, "I kind of figured." Which leads to a rude comment today. Somebody was getting confused again about this being my full-time job, and was kind of rude because I wasn't getting to the new, like the tutorials and stuff fast enough. So I actually have an outline written out about YouTube is not my job. So it's done. I just have the outline fully done. It's just now I gotta clean myself up to deliver it. And I thought I would never have to make such videos, but I'm gonna have to. So now my default is, oh, you want me to do a tutorial now? Okay, that's a consignment. You're gonna have to pay for that. Usually that quiets them down. You know, I'm like, really? I thought, man, I need to get on that video ASAP. You know, I'm doing stuff like this right now. Let's see if I can raise this up for you. I'm trying not to change the camera angle so much, but sometimes I have to, especially when these builds are vertical. Like my setup is for horizontal stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of all the rudeness, so I'm cracking down on it now. Other than that, I hadn't had anything else bad happen. I just want to get back into this here. So by the time you're watching this, well, I filmed this on the 28th of June, 2023. And basically what we did today in terms of releasing videos, or what I did today, I released the Z-Blob, the robot set. And so I read your comment, Dan, on that one. And I'm sorry that you're going through a rough time as well, Dan. I did read your other comment. I don't think I responded. I read the comments as they come in through another client, and then I go back on YouTube and try to answer everybody as quickly as I can. And okay, it's right next to that there. So yeah, I didn't figure you would. I thought you wouldn't like this set. Like, ugh. Me, I'd be like, nah, stay away from this one. But I didn't know you liked this one. But well, by the time you watch this, it's already a few. Actually, I'm thinking this one's going to be released probably the day after. What is it? The 5th of July. Wait a minute, hold on. I think I made a mistake here. It shows it. Oh, it goes right here. Never mind. It's like, wait a minute, does that go there? Yeah. So I've been really kind of been cranking out stuff lately in terms of reviews. I found my weak spots is basically editing videos. They take a long time. And doing the review reports that I have to hand into LEGO, those take a long time, and thumbnails. So I'm trying to find a way to speed through those. This is the fun part of everything. So building stuff, that's usually what it is, unless it's just a really dry set. So I'm gonna find ways to do this a little differently in terms of time management. And you know, it's already getting in the hundreds here. And I was like telling my guy, like, I need to get this stuff cut off. So I have to wait probably another 12 days. I gotta make a hard appointment on him. Like, just make an appointment and stick with it. And usually I try to do like a couple of days before I go down there, but he's like, honestly, he was like, you need to make an appointment with me 2 weeks in advance so it's locked in. So that's essentially what I'm gonna have to do. And make that video. Matter of fact, I still gotta do the ambassador thing. I may as well just do 2 years. What's it like being in there for 2 years? And let me guess, I gotta go fish that one out behind the counter. I had this piece of wood in here, and that didn't even stop it. Oh yeah, I gotta crawl on my hands and knees to get this one. So if the camera bounces around, I'm sorry, there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Okay, about 5 minutes there, I had to fish this little bastard out behind the counter. And yeah, get down in there. It's one of those brittle reddish brown pieces too. I had a piece of wood here, and that didn't even stop it. So I'm gonna have to start taping things down, I guess. The other shop is all concrete, where I can easily find things. And here it's carpeted, and everything in my house is dark. So, and in here I'd like to eventually change everything out. My walls are white, but they're due for a paint job. But anyways, though, before I got rudely interrupted, I've already got this outline written out and everything like that about a job. And the thing is, though, on there, I said, if anybody insists on really wanting a tutorial done lickety-split, you'll have to pay a consignment fee. You know, that'll stop a lot of that. I mean, I don't work cheap, too. So, that ladder's kind of insufficient for this, huh? And then we got to put a bunch here. But I was looking at my buddy, though, understood. He's like, well, if you want to go to somebody else, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I go, I understand you need to get it done. So, I mean, it's part of my fault because I procrastinated. So I was looking at other barbers, and everybody's booked pretty much solid over the weekend. I thought, okay, well, next week would be fine. I don't care if it's after the 4th of July, because what am I doing 4th of July? Nothing. Everybody here wants to do nothing. So I'm going to sit back and watch a movie. I don't care for 4th of July anymore anyways. So, oh, we're still not done. We got another ladder to put down at the very bottom down here, right down here by this sofa. So you got to climb up the side and hop over the back of the sofa to get in here. Alrighty. Now we're going to be focusing right here. And pretty much that's my plans for 4th of July is, I mean, which I don't care, but I heard, like, I was watching the nightly news and everybody was, some of these guys were complaining their flights were canceled and stuff, and their families are stranded. I'm thinking, man, at least you're spending time with your family. And I suggested, guys, let's go out and do something. And I'm thinking, man, at least you have a family that wants to do some stuff. Oh, I'd rather sit at home than be here. I'm thinking, oh, no, I wouldn't want to be at home. I've already been here enough. Everybody else wants to be home. Yes, I work all the time. I don't want to have to do any more boring things. And step 166 is pretty easy. It's just 14 of these. So, yeah, I was looking at even great clips until I read the reviews on them. I'm like, oh, and they don't do skin fades with a razor. The good thing about getting a skin fade is it takes forever for it to grow out. By the time it grows out, it's the way I like it. So always go extra short. It saves trips to the barber. Some places now are charging extra for those. I'm starting to knock into a bunch of these parts in here. So this is a build here you essentially want to take your time on. And I'm just going to focus on bags 6 through 9. I could have just went and just did the other one with 7 and 6 or 6 and 7, but I thought, well, let's keep it at 3. Is it more work? It's actually more work if I have files, smaller files, but then again, it's less chances of messing up. And that's essentially what we did there. All right. I need to get some of these in this color. Is that supposed to be like that? Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. And we gotta make a telescope. And this is not a bad little fixture here. Okay, they did this. Used one of these. We'll put the telescope piece in the back. Like that. And they used, if I can find it here, one of these, and then they stick this crystal in here. Okay. Now that right there would be perfect. Imagine if you have a boardwalk or something and just stick these on there and put like a little coin thing at the bottom where it takes coins. There you go, right there for your city. That'd be a great little piece to extract right there. That'd be a great little piece just to take out and use for your own builds. And we're building some stuff with some metallic pieces. I got some of these in ink silver, but I'm glad they're in silver metallic. Ink silver, I'm always afraid that the finish is going to rub off, so I don't like using them too much. They got these pieces here I use for my trailer awnings, except these are just your silver color, like a rolling pin here. Yeah. And looks like it's a cross plate here with a cross hole. What the heck is this for, huh? Just don't tell me this thing has a chimney or something. I'm still playing Minecraft right now. I just got done with a bunch of work today. So now I just like, okay, I'm gonna relax. I had to do some running around earlier today and managed to get that done. And there's the ladder. So the ladder sits, oh, it goes like this. Okay, so it goes right here on the top here. That's what I'm saying. This thing's getting so tall. It's going to be at the point where I'm building way up here. Oh, we got some more stickers, huh? I got to put them on this flag. So let me put the flag on first. And you may not see it on here. I mean, honestly, guys, now there's some things you just won't be able to see because if I constantly change the camera angle, this episode would be so long. So we need to put 20 on here with the white part on the top. And then 17 goes on the other side with the white part. That's why they put the stick on there so you can easily orientate them. So it makes it a nice little handle to hold on to. And there you go. And let's put this thing together first here. And it goes way at the top. So what is this, a pirate ship or something? And that's what I'm saying. I'm going to be messing with the camera more than anything else here. Wait a minute. Is that upside down or what? Let me take a look here. Yeah, the studs are supposed to be at the top. Mine's is upside down. I don't ever build stuff this tall in my own builds. Why? It's just really no point in making things this big. I know some people do. This is one of those sets that's all fluff and puff. So I know I had one person, I think it was on one of the earlier videos I did. Why don't you change? You need to change the camera angle a bit more. I'd be here all day. You know? Or get a GoPro. Yeah. What some people want me to do is real expensive, but I'm not throwing money away on this right now. Sub step. We're gonna put a sticker on this right here. So let me. It just says. I think it says sleepy. Well, I'm gonna get sleepy putting stickers on. I know that much, huh? Oh yeah, shutting off the Wi-Fi certain times of the day works. It's a hint to go to bed. That may not be cool, but I'm sure in heck sleeping a lot. Yeah, it looks like an arrow there. And this goes right here. I'm not sure how that's, oh, I just place on like that. This little piece here might come off. All right. And that is it for bag 6. Alrighty, let's continue on bag 7. And we're gonna, well, I'm getting more stuff falling off here. And remember that flag here at the bottom? Let me see if I can pull this thing away here because we're going to be working on the whole back side here. Remember this flag right here? It just keeps falling off. So the more it falls off, the more I ding off points. I'm not playing games, Lego. You should have found a better method to keep that in there. Okay. So these bags don't really have a whole lot of... Ooh, this is a good one. We're going to have to put some pretty parts on. Okay. So, at least it's not minifigures. Okay, we just need one of these. And it shows it right here. See that, and these little fences here are just kind of weird, you know. Oh, we're gonna do the whole slow thing today, huh? One piece on every page. Oh, wait a minute. These are supposed to be right in the center. So you got to put them on these little pegs so you get them right in the center there. I guess they don't want to make a 1x7 flat tile. These are pretty cool. Alrighty. And that's a Technic brick. Let me get myself comfortable here again. And well, at least you can see everything that I'm doing. Just kind of getting a feel for the parts. I don't know if orientation matters on these 1x1 bricks, but I got to find them first. I want to get to the blue leaf parts. I don't want to do the brown stuff. Now let's start pulling things out. Oh, there it is. And a couple of, well, we got to stick a candlestick in this hole here. We'll start pulling things out because all I'm finding stuff right now is the big stuff that just keeps rolling off here. Okay, and let's stick with flange. Alrighty, so now we gotta get a couple of these here. And what I'm planning on doing today is finishing up a couple more reviews. And I haven't had any more offers yet, which is good, but I think Denmark is on their holiday, which is good for me because I don't have to get any set reviews. Jay, you don't want those set reviews? No, and you get a bunch of them, you don't. All right. And then we got to put this and a bunch of these on here. Next time I'm at the store, I got to get me one of those hair things that keep the hair out of my face. Keeps falling in my eyes and it's becoming a turd. It's like a stovepipe. Okay. Am I forgetting something here? Okay, it's like that. Well, I almost fell down there. I'm going to hold you really tight. And yeah, so it goes like this with this thing going up. Like that. And this limb piece goes here. These Legos getting more creative making trees. imagine if I can get enough of this stuff, I could really make some pretty cool trees with it. And then one of these here. And then after that, we put it by the blue thing right here. We got to put it right there. And, well, let me back up here. I'm kind of confused. There's 2 pegs sticking out of that hole. Probably a mistake. If I didn't push something in all the way. Doesn't even show me. Yeah, there's only one here. This cross axle. I bet you I put that in backwards. So we're gonna fix that right up there. And then the cross axle goes at the bottom. Okay, see, I'm still correcting mistakes. You know, I know somebody's gonna say, you know, Jay, I messed up on this. What do I do? Do what I'm doing. You're just going to have to take your time. And you want this to face down. And for the most part, these, it feels flimsy, but I've seen some trees, even some of the stuff I've built with it, you look at it wrong and it'll fall apart. All right. Okay, so now I need to come in here. We haven't got to the leaf stuff yet. We haven't got to any of the leaf pieces. Well, we've gotten that there, but no leaves yet. We got plenty of leaf pieces, so what do we do? I don't know yet. And this goes here. Now you notice how I'm moving very slow in here. I'm not trying to roughhouse with this. I don't know, I don't know how temperamental this thing is going to be. Okay, we're building a swing next, huh? And yeah, I've been farming stuff in Minecraft. I'm still on that sugarcane farm. I managed to get I got a pickaxe and a pair of shears with mending on them. I don't want to have to keep making shears, so I've got mending. I got another pickaxe I got to put another mending book on. I found them in one of those, what do they call it? The ruins that you find in the Nether. So I took the pickaxes out of there and I'm putting mending. I had to disenchant them because they had some really crappy enchantments on us. I thought, well, I'm going to just redo this, put my own on there. So as long as I get mending, and how I got mending is I just went to found a village. So I just made a lecture and dragged it to a village. And I just kept cycling through the villager's permutation table or whatever and go through all the permutations until I got to the right one that had a mending book and where he accepts paper. So it's like 24 sheets of paper for an emerald. So I just have a big old sugarcane thing and just mass produce paper. And then there you go. That's what I've been doing. Okay, now we're going to make the swing base here. And so now when I get him max, I got to get an efficiency 5 on breaking 3. And then once I get those enchantments on there, that'll be pretty cool. Then I can get a silk touch or a fortune 3. I'm looking for fortune 3. I rarely ever use silk touch on a pickaxe, but if I get it, at least I can hoard up some stuff with it. Matter of fact, I'm just got some cows brought down in my area, so now I'm breeding them, so I need to make some books. All right, I need some of these cable pieces that I stored them in the back of the manual here. So you get 3 of these things. And so, oh, we're missing one of these things here. And okay, what we need to do is set it in there like that. So this right here, it looks kind of weird. It's hard to get that in there, but it snaps in there. LEGO really thought that out because that ain't going anywhere now. I'm just going to tack it in there first, make sure it's lined up with the hand piece, like that. Now these things will wiggle around, so you're going to have to reposition them. Once you get it in there, just work it both pieces in there. Now you got the swing. And that's not too bad. That's pretty good, huh? And then these pieces go up here, which is kind of flimsy up here. It's not a bad little tree swing, huh? Pretty cool. My parents' old house, we had a tree swing. And every night we had to take it down because the neighborhood kids would go play on it and we didn't want them playing on it. And just for liability reasons. And the tree swing was pretty fun. Okay, this flag here is going to require stickers, but you're going to have to turn the flag sideways to get them on. And it has to be red, which is almost impossible for me to see. All right, then we flip it over and you put the other one with the white side on the bottom. And that's sticker number 20. At least now we're getting it done. Yeah, I have an extra castle set. I was going to do a giveaway on it and nobody was interested with it. So I thought, well, maybe somebody in my family would want it. I said, I don't mind giving it to you as long as you don't sell it. And she was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool, but I'm not interested in castles. And I'm like, I'm having a hard time getting rid of this extra set that I have here that I bought. It's like, I'm not asking money for it. I just want to get rid of it. I got so much of this stuff, I don't care anymore. Wait. It shows it here, but you can't put that in there. Am I doing something wrong? Oh, you know what? This piece is not supposed to be in here. So let me pull that out. This is not supposed to be in here. It's like, well, what? How did they get this flag in here? No, they put the flag in here like this. Through this. So you get to this step here, that flag is supposed to fit in there like that. So yeah, so when you're swinging, the flag swings with you. So yeah, that's how that goes together, if you're interested with that. And we got to make another log piece. Yeah, but I enjoyed putting it together. I know Dancity liked the build installments of that. So maybe we could do more of those in the future. Wait a minute, the swing's backwards. Uh-oh, what do I do? So I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's a lot of things in this set that can go wrong. So you're going to be, I mean, here's the deal, I'm having a hard time. I'm putting things on backwards, upside down. The instructions on this, I think this is meant for one of those 3D jobs that LEGO wants us to download that goofy app and stick with it. So if you're like me and you're messing up all the time, you're not the only one. You're not, and I have a feeling there's going to be some out there going to be watching this video just for pointers. I really can't give you any pointers except really just read it slow. Because even I'm putting things on backwards and stuff, and it's not that I'm not paying attention. I'm focused today. It's just the way the build is just laid out. And that's how it's supposed to look with this part here like that. I don't know how critical it is. And now we're done with that. And then this piece here, I think it lays like that. Boy, that really is just not wanting to go together. So it's supposed to be like this with the big edge towards us. And it sits right here. Just watch where you're putting your fingers at there. And there you go, there's your swing. It's not too bad. But I want the flag to line up with it. Yeah, and I forgot to put one piece on that there. We haven't touched the blue stuff yet. It's kind of sad. Hopefully we'll be able to get to that soon. So basically that's what your swing's supposed to look like, and that's what mine looks like. Okay. That's why I'm only doing 4 bags now. It's a lot of work. So now we have to make 4 of these limb pieces. Okay. It's just easier to do it now. And ooh, there's a lot of things that you could bump into this. So if you're working on this, it's already being occupied right now. Get yourself a turntable. And put it on a turntable, you can spin it around. It'd be easier to work on. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to prepare these leaf pieces first. I'm going to prepare the first, I'm going to just do that right there. So now I have a template to work off of here. Okay, and then that's what I'm going to do. I like these blue limb pieces. I don't have any of these. I don't know if these are new. There probably are, but I'll take a couple of those. I don't know what I'd use them for, but it'd be good for like botanical stuff. I'm not into making flower sets, but they'd be good for something kind of different. Or if you're into fantasy stuff too. Because after I get done with this bag 9, I'm going to have to get back into doing some editing real quick. That's all I've been doing. I mean, since I've been getting all these wads of sets, that's all I've been doing. Are these different shades? Okay, it's maybe the blue. I'm just setting them down there right now too. This one's like the one I'm going off of right now. I hadn't even gone, I'm on step 2. What I'm doing right now is I'm just copying the picture here and checking with the book so often. I'll have to get some of these leaf pieces. And I don't know how critical they are. This is how I do my trees. I just have you make one piece. And then there you go. Let's see here. And 3 flat tiles. And then I'll move them back over here. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to double up the gem here. I think there's only 4 gems we're going to need. And the gem goes right here. And this one's done. Not too bad. Now I got to come back this way and build all these now. But see, now I have a physical copy of this that I can just copy real quick. I don't think I have any medium Azure tiles, so I got to be careful. I have square ones, but of course, this is just my strategy. You could do it any way you want. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of ducks out here lately. Sometimes I'll hear a bunch of geese sometimes. Like I'll just be dead asleep. Next thing you know, I hear a bunch of honking. Yeah, it can't be any worse than the neighbor's rooster waking me up in the morning, but that's just how it is. Okay, we need to rotate this thing around. I try to match it as much as I can with the picture here. Okay, so we have one here, and it looks like these go right in the center hole right here. So that's what I'm assuming. Now I'm going to hold on to that because I don't want that tile and that leaf piece to fly off. And I can just rotate it into position there. Now I don't think it matters how sloppy these are. So you can put them on there a little sloppy if you want. Actually, I like the blue on here. It kind of makes it look a little more, I don't know. It just looks, it just feels relaxing to put the blue on. And looks like it goes like this. Goes on the stick here. And there we go. And there's one over here. See, I keep knocking this flag and this ladder loose. You got to be very careful. That's what I'm saying about the turntable. May have to do a video on it here. There we go. And that's it. And hey, they send me an extra leaf piece. I'm okay with that because I always need leaf pieces, huh? Those are pretty cool. Let's crack open bag 8 here. And yeah, you can tell what we're going to be putting together now. And I think I have a solution to keep this wire out of the way. I found some of these hooks you use to hang up some pictures that can be removed from the wall. So I'm just going to back it to about maybe 18 inches away, and then you don't see it anymore. I just don't want to have to knock a hole or drill some holes or whatever like that in my walls. Okay, so let's get going on this one here. Push this out of the way, so I need some more area to work here. So maybe that power cord will be the thing of the past. And let's see here. Yeah, I remember, though, I got that comment today. I think I mentioned it. If not, I'll just retell it again. I had somebody comment today. They were asking me about how do you get this certain set? And I was like, oh, you're going to have to spend so much to get the set. It's right now available through LEGO if you want to get it. So he ends up placing an order, comes back and thanks me and says, you're one of the nicest YouTubers. He tries to get back to us quickly. He goes, a lot of the big guys don't do that. I'm like, it's sad, but that's true. I helped him get a set that he wanted. In addition, he wanted the VIP pack. And it's just kind of a shame now. A lot of the big boys won't even do that. But like I said, a lot of these guys, this is their job. When they're done, they're done. And at the end of the day, though, you're not just some customer on my channel, you know. To some people, I it's more than just that. You know, it's not like I just sit here and vent and rant and complain about things. Some people actually, you know, just like me as a person in general, and just to conversate. And I know that there's somebody out there watching this that probably was in the same situation that I was in. I'm trying to find another one of those. Is that, you know, sometimes parents don't want to spend time with their kids like they should. Oh, these are dark brown. That's why I thought they were black. And it's kind of sad that some parents don't do that. And honestly, if I had children, I'd be doing this stuff with my kids. I'd be having a family YouTube channel instead of just being solo. You know. Alright, so far we're doing pretty good here. We're going to have to put another branch together. I've always was told, okay, so it's got to be, it's got to be going this way. That I'd make one heck of a dad. Even some of my nephew's friends like, oh man, don't you wish he was your dad? Well, trust me, he wouldn't, because I'm pretty strict. At the same time though, let's do something fun. And we need 3 of these. But I've talked to some where, like Lego for example, this is a parent's hobby, and they buy their kids the cheap knockoff stuff. I think this branch goes like that. So it goes around and it swoops up like this. And trying to hold that in there. You think that'd have been a cross hole or something to really secure that. Okay. And then this one goes right above the swing here. Yeah, I think this angle works pretty good. Oh yeah, it goes right here. And it goes right in there. It's only if I can get it in there. Let me resituate my hands. You probably won't be able to see it, I'm sorry. Okay. And this is actually supposed to hang over here like that. Well, they show theirs hanging straight down, but mine doesn't do that. Did I do something wrong there? Or is this backwards? I think that's how it's supposed to be. There we go. Now it's hanging right where it's... Okay, I'm done with you. You can go over there. Just keep falling off. So yeah, that's what it looks like there. Here's the deal. If you do not like building trees, I know there's some out there who hate it. I like building trees. To me, they're soothing. If you're not a fan of building trees, this probably ain't going to be a set for you. Not trying to scare anybody off, but... Oh yeah, I did read a comment from another one of my fans on... apparently, one of his videos got flagged for copyright, and he was doing stuff on TikTok, and I'm like checking the thing. I'm like, dude, you got music in your videos, and they didn't. Or YouTube, or not YouTube. I can't blame them for that. But the copyright police, they don't want you using any of that stuff, so knock that off. You know, the copyright police, they want to dig their grave gracefully. They don't want you to share, so don't share it. It's like, where do you listen to new music from? You know, I don't listen to FM radio anymore. I mean, who does that? All right, so this goes... Oh, there's a hole right there. So I think that goes in there. And yeah. You know, so I'm just giving it short bursts of just shoving that in there. All right, so it goes right there. You can't really see a whole lot. If I need to move it, I will. So it looks like we're just putting limbs on at this point. So maybe I'm glad we broke the thing down where we did. Let me start pulling out these in groups here. So I'm looking for more of those, and I'm not seeing anything here. Like, I can't use that right now. I already found both of those. Okay, now I need that. The thing is, you want to make sure that pile turns as blue as it can. Got some brown turds floating in there. You got to get rid of those and make it all blue again. Well, yeah, you have to really give the Danish people really some good credit on this building toy. I mean, you know, like about Lego is you can build things with your hands. You don't need a computer. I know some people do the computer thing because the parts are you got infinite parts to build. But here, I can physically touch the product and stuff like that. That's one thing I like about doing this stuff here. And, you know, it beats than sitting on a computer all day. Even though I got to write up building instructions. You know? But still, it's a change from just looking at a server terminal or something like that. And this goes right here. Okay. Oh, we got to put something else on here. Okay, now I'm going to have to tip the camera up a bit because we're right up here now. Let's see here. And I'm trying to get everything situated here. So it's like that. But mine's not rotating the way that they have theirs. Oh, because it's like that. And then this goes right here. I don't think these are critical, but you're going to go OCD like I am, yeah. And so far, that's essentially what it looks like so far right there. And if you think you're done, no, don't even think about it. Don't even think about going in and making a sandwich yet. You're not done. You've got a long ways to go here. That's why I'm glad now I split it down into 4 bags. There's no way I could do more than that. The episodes would be like 3 or 4 hours long. Even I wouldn't be able to handle that. And 2 more of those. This is a set that I see building on a rainy day. This would be a great rainy day build. In the dead middle of summer, and not too much. Alright. I think this piece here goes up like that. So it goes around and swoops up. Okay. And okay, and it goes right here. Like that. And I have a feeling we're going to be putting something on that next. Yeah, we got more stuff. We got more things to build. And let's just do it real quick here. And I'm trying to show you all the steps that I'm doing here too. So now I should be doing these in 4K, but that camera's pretty brutal. I need to find something though. It's like the same thing as what I got in here, just in 4K, a consumer grade. Now they got them and they're only about $1,500, which is kind of pricey, but be worth getting one of those. Here's a new piece right here. It's rounded on the back with a stud on the side like that, so you can rotate it. And then they have a stud that goes on the top of that there. That's a hollow stud too. Jay, that looks like it takes forever. Yeah, wait till you imagine when I did the spruce tree tutorial. When I did that tutorial for the spruce tree, you saw a really quick video. It took about an hour to really make that spruce tree work, and to the point where I can make it modular. So it'd be easy for you, the builder can construct it. And now it's like these. These right here are kind of modular. It's like making 4 branches at one time. This is kind of more unique than anything else. And as you can tell right here, there's plenty of blue pieces left. There's not a whole lot of brown, just a few little stragglers here and there, so we're getting there. Okay, this one goes in here. LEGO's got some really good parts out now. All right, so I think this one goes here. Now you notice I'm just taking my time. Some people will just blast through this. Just take your time. You don't need to be breaking things or making mistakes like I've been doing. And that takes care of that part there. And we're not done yet with that. I need this here. I think it goes in here. I got this part on backwards. Sometimes I don't even know if they're on backwards or not. So I don't know if that's correct or not there. Well, it's going to go up on this limb here. So what I'm going to do now is try to line it up in such a way that makes sense to me. And sometimes it's just better to put it on here. Now I'm going to rotate it to how the book shows it. It's easier to do it that way if you rotate it how the book shows you. And that's how it's supposed to be, like that. But mine is not. Let me pop this out here. It doesn't rotate. You're actually going to have to pop this out. Boy, that just, wow, okay, that came out before this. I just wanted to rotate it 90 degrees. There you go. And that's what it's supposed to look like now. Now it looks pretty good. And yeah, it's supposed to be right there. Okay. And we got to make 7 leaf pieces. All right, looks like it's the same thing we just built before. All right, so just like what we did before though. Now mind you, we still have some stickers left on this. We hadn't even finished this sheet up yet. Making sure my cameras are still recording here. In fact, where's that brick separator? I need to put that behind there. I'm thinking about installing like a little fan behind this here to kind of keep it cool. And these are almost, I think these might be the same thing. Yeah, I think these are. Yeah, I already missed the cool weather already. It's like in the hundreds. I know back east they were hitting hundreds with high humidity and stuff. It's been humid out here. And let me get this out of the way. And it's like I'm hanging out in the house. I know I went outside the other day and the dehumidifier was just literally gushing out water. So I just dropped the hose in my flower bed. That's why it's pulling all the moisture out of the air. At least it's putting it back outside and putting it to some use. Yeah, so if you're not a fan of building trees, yeah, this is a lot of work. At least it's a nice subtle color. It's not like we're doing black or anything. Like I said, I got to make 7 of those, so we're going to be here a while, so if you want, feel free to fast forward if this is not exciting enough for you. This is a lot of work here. Some people want to see every step, so that's what I do. Some people do time-lapse or speed builds, and those are what the little kiddies want. We're adults now. You know how to use the fast forward button on a VCR. A lot of us grew up with those old-fashioned boxes that used to sit on top of the TV. So, here's the deal. You don't like it, you can just skim through the parts you don't want to see. Yeah, I remember my parents told me they got their first VCR back in the 70s. And you know what? I still have it. It needs to be restored, but I still have it. I have that. I have their Betamax. I have all that stuff. The Betamax is actually, it's in this room underneath my window seat. It more or less works. I have one out in my shop that needs new belts that a customer just kind of abandoned. Needs new belts, and now with that stuff being over 40-something years old now, it needs to be recapped, and trying to recap one of those things is going to be a nightmare. I mean, I'm literally going to be there recapping a VCR. It probably has about 100 or so electrolytics. That's not for the faint of heart. Okay. That's step 2. Step 3 is the tiles in the gym. So these are essentially, guys and girls, these are the same thing that we just did. So let me prepare one here real quick. Why don't they just have us make these all at once? Would have been easier, huh? Okay, so this one's done here. That's the one I want to go off of. I mean, I gotta look at the book, but then again, I'm more of a visual person here. All right. Or if it makes it easy for you, just put all the gems on first, then put all the tiles on second. You can do it any way you want. So they use medium azure, dark azure, and regular blue in here. By the time you get done with the third one, you start having the whole pattern memorized. Oh, I did get a question asked though. Jay, do you memorize your tutorials when you're filming them? Pretty much, yes. I remember where all the parts go. So that's how I just know where everything goes. If it's an idea in my head, it's pretty easy. That doesn't go anywhere there. And just trying to slide all these oddball parts out of the way. Oh, if anybody remembers the old LEGO Elves sets, they were like a branch from the Friends. LEGO Elves is no longer with us anymore. This is what it reminds me of. Doing one of those Elves sets. And a lot of guys were terrified of those things. You know, they're terrified of mini dolls like the plague, let alone the Elves dolls. But my goodness, those sets were a treasure trove of just oddball bricks and colors. You know, I get the old questions asked, gee, where do you get those exotic colors? I'm like, friend sets or elf sets. Oh, never mind then. I thought you got them from some city set. I'm like laughing in my head thinking, no, that's not where they come from. City sets now are getting a little brave with color, but not like that. Although it'd be kind of cool to see LEGO bring out a LEGO city set that's all pink. Because there is some pink buildings and stuff in real life, you know. Well, we just got enough to finish up the last one here. Hate to see how bad bag 9 is. And there we go. It only shows a few arrows in here, so you pick a spot and just start placing leaves on. Okay, so it'd just be easier if I raise up the neck of this thing. Looks like just some creepy old tree. All right, we're gonna start here first, and let's start placing these things on here. Now, by all means, this is not like one of my trees where there's just tons of leaf pieces. You know, the little spruce trees have 20 of the, I think 20 or 24 of these little these pieces here in dark green or regular green, or earth green. This tree here probably doesn't even have nearly as much. Just imagine if I made one of those spruce trees with the blue pieces. That'd be kind of cool, huh? Maybe I'll have to try that one day. Just to make something kind of more, just something a little fun, you know. There we go. And this thing is pretty strong for the most part, except for that one thing that keeps falling off, that little flag, but I haven't had any major catastrophic errors happening yet on this here. And I don't think this thing is really critical on how these go on. Just imagine this whole thing was just covered. Okay, and we got 3 left. And it's basically these 3 things right here. And yeah, so we're gonna try to get this done here as quickly as possible. I hadn't even watched The Walking Dead yet. That's like the 2nd episode. I hadn't even sit down and watched it yet. Why? I haven't done anything. I've been busy building sets, or I've been going to bed real early too. I mean, literally just early. I think this is supposed to be like this here. It goes like that, I don't know. Well, mine doesn't. Mine's facing the wrong way. So I think it's like this. We'll just keep moving it until it works. Boy, that feels kind of flimsy there, huh? And the last one goes right here. And there you go. You know, that's it, with only 2 pieces remaining. All right, guys and gals, let's wrap this up with bag 9, and I'm going to test out something here. As you can hear, I'm playing Sounds of the Sierra, something I had recorded well over 10 years ago. And where this was filmed at, the forest doesn't exist anymore. It was burnt down in a fire. That's all that remains, is the sound and the videos for it. Okay, so looks like this one here is just, I think we're building this guy right here. Okay, let me see here. If I can get real close, maybe I'll change the camera and we can see it better. Okay, I'm just going to take a look real quick here. Yeah. Looks like it's just stuff that sits on the bottom of the tree. With some... Okay, let me get this camera closer for you. I do have a nature channel if anybody's interested with it. Whoa, hitting the wrong button there. That's like, what the heck's going on here with this? Okay. I have probably about a good 8-9 hours of audio of this. I think I have another one that I can play too. It's about an hour or so with different types of bird noises and stuff. Can't play music, so I can play my own stuff. I don't know what we're building here. So everything now at this point is at this level here. This should be a little easier to do. If you watch this and you tell me you don't like the scenic sounds, let me know. And I will discontinue from doing that. So here we go here. Put the letter in there. Okay. Well, Jay, is there any birds out in your area? Not really. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh. This piece here is supposed to be flipped this way. It's much better than having it here in the CPU fan. This mailbox kind of looks creepy. Alrighty. I should do one of these one day without any talking. Okay, it's the back side. Okay, I thought this goes in a hat, but no. So it's a mailbox with a propeller. So if you're lazy and you want to go get your mail, you just call the mailbox and he'll fly right into you, huh? That's what he's supposed to do. Well, in addition to that, he's got gold feet. Okay, let's see here. They go like that. Okay, Mailbox takes a face plant. Wait a minute, there's two letters. Hold on. This one with the little red thing goes in here, inside his mouth. And I forgot to put the hands on him. He's supposed to hold on to the letter. Okay. You know what I forgot to do when I was doing my campground tour? Put this in as a background sound. I was more interested in letting you guys and gals view the campground than I was supposed to put the audio in there. I'd rather listen to birds and some piano jazz music or whatever. Sorry, but I don't think so. I know so. I just won't listen to that. So basically this thing eats your mail. Whoops, so that broke off. I'm trying to rotate that. There we go. I mean, okay, I guess whatever floats your boat, huh? It can fly to you, it can hand you your mail. I mean, why not? Not too bad. I'm gonna find out his name. I need to remove some of the white noise on these audio clips and just this is an original sound clip here. You notice now I'm quiet because now there's no noise. I mean, it's not quiet. I can, you know, I don't need a chat to fill in the voids. Sometimes you'll be lucky to find a forest webcam that actually has a lot of those scenic sounds on them. And how I made that recording, I set the camera up, set about 10 feet away from it, and just sat still and just, I think what I was doing at the time was, this is about 10 years ago, right? When I just started, about when my channel was starting to get up to its prime. And I was just sitting there while I was recording it, you know, an audio clip of this. I was answering fan mail. Okay, the sign goes here. It's supposed to clamp to something there. I don't see a clip to that though. Oh, there it is right there. If you can't find it, there it is. See if you can see right where my thumb's at right there. So it goes like that. And let me guess, that beautiful thing, yep, it's going to get a sticker on it. I was like, that beautiful thing's going to get a sticker? Yes, it will. I could put the audio in with the video on this. But then again, I want to hear it with you too. Okay, where does that go? Oh, it goes over here. You know, my parents always said, though, enjoy nature. It may not be around one day. This thing just came off. And parents were right about that. You know, that's the sad thing about it is because these places, this, like I said, this doesn't exist anymore. I think I used it in amongst the trees or something. Yeah, record companies. Try to go after me on this one. This is my audio clip that I recorded. This one says Lucid Lane. Lucid Lane. Lucy Lane? Lucid. There we go. You're going to be sticking a lot of these signs on here too. It's like this was some kind of like aftermarket. And we're not done yet. Okay, we need to get some eyes with little dots on them. This must be like a little bird or something. Yeah, I do miss the days of going camping and listening to stuff like this all day. Now in my area, what do I hear? Lawnmowers, weed whackers. When you're up there and you listen to the burnt remains, you may hear a faint sound of birds. And it's supposed to be 45 like this. But you'll mostly hear wind noise. Oh, we're actually using the feathers in a bird, huh? These are not flames, they're actually feathers. That's their official name, so. Making sure I didn't have to build 2 of those. And the bird goes right by the sign up here. How does he attach? Looks like he just sits on the limb here. Well, he doesn't want to fit in there. Oh, he fits parallel to it and just rotate him in place. So, wait a minute, you didn't see what I did here. That's what I'm saying. I'm constantly changing the camera angle here, but that's what we did there in this sign here. Honestly, it's starting to look pretty junky. So bag 9 is just accessories. Spring green and black go together pretty well. Looks like a Halloween color. Okay, this one's going to be hard to see. So take a 1x2x2 corner plate, set it like that. I think there's supposed to be a lamp holder that sticks down like that from what I can tell in the book. In fact, I've even used this same audio track in my Minecraft mods too. Like I said, I got literally hours upon hours of footages of beaches and all that stuff. Not sure what we're doing here. All right, let's see here. Anybody can identify that bird in the background, let me know. Okay, this goes down here. What are we building, a little shop of horrors or something? All right, I think that goes there. Anybody remembers that movie, The Little Shop of Horrors? Okay. I like this coral color. Oh, we got it here for the snap thing. Okay, so we got to snap this together. Here we go. There we go. Oh, but I put it in backwards. No, I didn't. I was like, oh, that would have been my fault, huh? Wait, hold on. Oh no, it's not these. It's the number 1x2 rounded plates. Now imagine me doing this in the forest, building a Lego set. Oh, that would be a treat instead of being stuck in a house all the time doing this, huh? Eat your heart out, Lego room guys. I don't know what this is. Okay, it's got teeth. I saw a plant here. Maybe that's it. I think this is the last of it here. And that's where I'll be wrapping up the build. Well, those are barely just sitting in there. Like I could sneeze and those would come apart. Okay, we got to put the top of that in there. This must be the bottom, and I think this goes into that. So maybe that's the tongue. All right. And we got a sub step here. Let me all right. How I miss the Sierra Mountains. Okay. And then we get one of these printed mushroom pieces, and I like these. I'm going to get me a couple of those once they become available. Hopefully LEGO releases them. And it goes in here. What is this, a Venus flytrap? First, let me see if I can get that piece in it. It's like a friction pin, but I'm having a hard time getting that in there. There we go. So something. Well, that just came off. That's like a slap in the face, huh? Yeah, that's if nothing gives you nightmares, there you go. And it goes here. I don't think it really matters which way I put it in. You just got to make sure you get all those little stakes in here lined up. I'm trying to keep the base from rotating, and there you go. I mean, that's that right there is a, yeah, you wouldn't want to fall into that right there. And that's it. We just had a bunch of little parts remaining, like one of each. And I think that's where we're going to stop there. Don't worry, we're going to do a recap of everything. And today, that was about it. So we're going to stop at 10. What does 10 do here? Oh, you're lucky. We skipped the minifigures for the day. It's a bunch of black parts. Ugh. Well, we'll have to be more awake when we do that, huh? All right. So, for the final summation on this installment here, basically we just did this and the little mailbox thing. And see if I can get this up back a little bit for you to see the whole thing. When I review this is going to be another one of those builds. I may use the 4K camera for filming this, just because if I'm backing up the camera about 3 or 4 feet, why don't I just use the 4K jobby with this one? See if I can get the hook for the wire. And I may use 4K for this, except for the hand stuff. So yeah, that's basically what it is. We built this little mailbox thing. It's like it eats your mail. This plant, we've put all the leaf pieces and limbs on this, and the swing and stuff like that. And nothing really for the interior. We just basically finished up these two areas here. So far I'm pretty pleased with this build, despite of what it is. It's still keeping my interest. Even for an adult, I'm not dissatisfied with the build. And it's pretty sturdy. The only thing I'm having fallen off is this flag piece and some of the, see, this is probably the only thing that I'm dinging a point off here. It knocks off too many times and there's something wrong with it here. And these, fences are kind of just sitting in here. But anyways, that's essentially what we did in this installment. These guys don't count because they're not really a part of anything. You know what I can do is just set him here. When I do the thumbnail, when I do the thumbnail on this, it's going to be a pain because I have to go around all that. Let's just see if I can set him in there. Oh, he doesn't sit in there? I'm trying to attach him to this stud here. If I set him on like that, there we go. So he's right by the plant that will eat him. So pretty much I'm happy with the build. Okay, fine, whatever. You know, this thing here is just kind of a turd. You can sit over here by yourself. Well, now his feet don't even want to cooperate. That's why he's got the propeller, because he obviously can't walk on his own. But tell me what you think of the set so far. It's playable. The only thing I don't like about it is it's just looked like a storm blew and blew half the leaves off this thing. It just looks kind of barren, but we're not done with it yet. But tell me what you think so far.